The average person will spend $180,000 trying to live longer. Supplements, wearables, blood tests, infrared saunas, cold plunge tubs. And the science says almost none of it matters as much as 3 things you can do for free. 3 things you're probably already doing wrong. This is what actually extends your life, and it costs nothing. Here's the problem. You're already aging faster than you should be. Right now, your biological age and your chronological age are probably not the same number. Studies show the average 45-year-old has a biological age 3 to 8 years older than their birth certificate says. That's not a small gap. That's the difference between a healthy retirement and a decade of managed decline. And here's what makes it worse. You've probably been told the fix is expensive. Spend $400 a month on NMN. Get a continuous glucose monitor. Get a $3,000 full body scan. That's not a health plan. That's a subscription service for anxiety. The people selling you that stuff have a financial interest in making you believe the solution is complicated. It isn't. The 3 most powerful longevity interventions ever studied are free, and most people are doing all 3 wrong. Everything in this video comes from peer-reviewed research, not influencer opinion, not supplement company studies. We're talking about data from the NIH, Harvard Medical School, and the Stanford Center on Longevity. This channel exists for one reason: to take what the scientists actually know and make it usable for people who don't have a biohacker budget. Let's get into it. The first protocol is sleep, and you're almost certainly getting it wrong. Not the amount, the timing. A 2021 study in the European Heart Journal tracked 88,000 people for 6 years. People who fell asleep between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. had a 25% lower risk of cardiovascular disease than those who went to bed after midnight. Same total hours of sleep. Completely different biological outcome. Here's why. Your body runs on a circadian clock. That clock governs when your brain clears cellular waste, when your heart rate drops to its repair window, when your hormones reset. Go to bed at 1 a.m. and you're missing the biological maintenance window every single night. Over 10 years, that's 3,650 missed repair cycles. Think about it this way. You wouldn't run your car for 10 years without ever changing the oil. That's what late sleep does to your brain. The usable takeaway. Set a sleep alarm, not just a wake alarm. Your target. Lights out between 10 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. No screen for 30 minutes before. That's it. No supplement required. One habit. Costs nothing. Potentially adds years. But sleep is just the start. Because there's something you can do while you're awake that has an even stronger evidence base. Protocol 2 is fasting. Specifically, time-restricted eating. Not a crash diet. Not a 72-hour water fast. A simple eating window. In 2016, Japanese cell biologist Yoshinori Ohsumi won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for discovering how cells clean themselves. The process is called autophagy, and it only activates properly when you haven't eaten for 12 to 16 hours. Autophagy is your body's recycling system. It breaks down damaged proteins, clears cellular debris, and removes the kind of molecular junk that accumulates into disease over decades. When you graze constantly, even on healthy food, you never switch it on. A study from the Salk Institute showed that mice eating the same number of calories but within a restricted window, lived 11% longer and had dramatically less metabolic disease than mice eating across 24 hours. 11%. In human terms, that could be 8 to 12 years. You're not skipping breakfast to lose weight. You're skipping breakfast to trigger a Nobel Prize-winning cellular cleaning process that your body can only run when it's not digesting food. The usable takeaway: eat within a 10 to 12 hour window. Finish your last meal at 7 p.m. Don't eat again until 7 a.m. That's a 12-hour fast. You're asleep for most of it. No special food, no supplements, no cost. 2 protocols down. The third one is the most underrated piece of longevity science in the last 20 years. Protocol 3 is walking. And before you dismiss it, here are the numbers. A 2022 study published in JAMA Neurology tracked 78,000 adults for 7 years. People who walked 9,800 steps per day had a 51% lower risk of developing dementia compared to those walking under 3,500 steps. 51% lower from walking. But it gets more specific than that. A separate analysis from Peter Attia's team found that VO2 Max, your cardiovascular fitness level, is the single strongest predictor of longevity ever measured. Stronger than smoking status, stronger than cholesterol, stronger than blood pressure. Moving from the bottom 25% of VO2 Max to the middle 50% reduces your risk of early death by over 50%. Your cardiovascular system is a muscle. Walking is the minimum effective dose to keep that muscle strong. It's not glamorous. It doesn't require a gym membership, but the data says it's doing more for your lifespan than almost anything else you could be spending money on. The usable takeaway: 8,000 to 10,000 steps per day. You don't need to hit it every day. Average it across the week. A 30-minute walk after dinner gets you halfway there. Free. Available to you right now. Backed by more data than any supplement on the market. Here's what makes this powerful. These 3 things don't add up. They multiply. Sleep deprivation directly impairs your body's ability to benefit from fasting. Poor cardiovascular fitness makes your sleep shallower. Sedentary behavior accelerates metabolic dysfunction that fasting is trying to repair. They are one system. And when you run all 3 together, the effect isn't the sum of the parts. A 2020 study in the British Medical Journal found that combining consistent sleep timing, daily movement, and time-restricted eating reduced all-cause mortality risk by up to 63% compared to populations doing none of the 3. 63% lower risk of dying early. From 3 free habits. No Oura Ring, no NMN stack, no $500 monthly subscription. Remember that number from the start? $180,000. That's what the average person spends trying to optimize their health over a lifetime. The 3 protocols in this video cost $0. They're supported by more peer-reviewed research than most supplements will ever see. And almost nobody is doing all 3 correctly at the same time. So here's your one action from this video. Pick one, just one. Tonight, set a sleep alarm for 10 p.m. Tomorrow, skip breakfast until 7 a.m. This weekend, go for a 30-minute walk after dinner. 1. Start there. Every week on this channel, we translate what the longevity scientists actually know into protocols that don't require a tech CEO's budget. If that's useful to you, subscribe. There's no supplement stack to sell you, just the science. Next week, The one blood test your GP can run that tells you more about your longevity than almost any wearable on the market, and how to ask for it for free.